Hello everyone, welcome to Ascendant Signs, and today in this video I will be discussing the transit of Mercury into the sign of Aquarius. On 6th of March 2022, Mercury is going to enter the sign of Aquarius, and this transit will be till 24th of March 2022, and then it will march ahead and go into the sign of Pisces, where Mercury will get debilitated in Pisces. But as of now, it is in the ending degrees of the sign Capricorn, and on 6th of March it is going to enter the sign of Aquarius. If we talk about this transit in some broad details, then it has got three aspects to it. The first part is that it is entering the sign of Aquarius. The second is the conjunction with Jupiter. The third, coming out of Capricorn, where it was in conjunction with Saturn. We all know that Mercury went retrograde, again it came to direct, and it has been in a close conjunction with Saturn, and now it is coming out of Capricorn and going into the sign of Aquarius. So if we talk about the results associated with Mercury in Aquarius, this particular transit, then we have to understand that Aquarius is a very scientific sign. It deals with futuristic ideas. You invent something, you learn new things and do it for the betterment of the society, and for that we need intelligence. This Mercury will provide you that intelligence to work upon that inventive ideas, scientific thoughts, anything which can give you better results on working, regular working in future for the society, for every one of us. This kind of results can be understood by this transit of Mercury into the sign of Aquarius. Now, wheresoever the sign Aquarius lies in your horoscope, if it is associated with your 5th house, then you can understand that any type of creative skills which you are working through, you can get new ideas and work upon it and get good results out of that. So it will depend upon in whichever houses Mercury is going to transit with respect to this sign Aquarius and this transit. If we talk about the second aspect, that is the conjunction with Jupiter. Mercury is such a planet, it behaves like the planet with whom it is conjunct or with whom it is associated. Mercury also gives you the results depending upon on which sign it is placed, because it is basically intelligence. When we talk about the analytical and logical intelligence, it gets influenced by the energies which is associated with Mercury. So now here it is associated with Jupiter, the higher wisdom, the higher spiritual intelligence. If we talk about intelligence at its highest form, that is Jupiter. Whereas Mercury is something where we can learn, we can know new things, and how we are using that knowledge, that is wisdom, that is Jupiter. So when it is getting conjunct with Jupiter, so now it is accepting all the Jupiterian ideas. What type of ideas? The futuristic ideas, the wisdom which can give you better results when you work upon it in a more scientific bent of mind. That is the sign of Aquarius. So this kind of results can be understood when Jupiter and Mercury will be very closely conjunct. In fact, this transit will be one of the most intellectual transits when we consider this whole year of 2022. The third aspect which is associated with this transit of Mercury into the sign of Aquarius is that it is coming out of Capricorn. Now, what's so important here is that when it was in Capricorn, it was well established in a sign of Capricorn, because Capricorn is an earthy sign, and when we talk about the element Prithvi Tattva or the element of earth is actually associated with Mercury. But don't forget, it was in association with Saturn, and not to forget the retrogression of Mercury, which also happened when it was in the sign of Capricorn. So although Capricorn is a earthy sign transited over by Mercury, which is associated with Prithvi Tattva, earthy element, but still, since it was in retrograde motion, again came to direct motion, and it was in close conjunction with Saturn. So yes, to some extent we must accept the fact that yes, our communications, our deliverance of thought was delayed or was restricted. It may happen that we can know the knowledge, we can have a deep thoughts about it, but it was very difficult for us to explain the things. But now when it is coming out of Capricorn, it is just like that, yes, now I can express my feelings. So since it is getting conjunct with Jupiter, so when we combine all these three aspects, it is just like that outburst of knowledge, outburst of thoughts and intelligence. You have learned new things, you have worked upon the things, because when Mercury was retrograde, it is just like that we are working upon the things. Now when it is coming in Aquarius, it is just like that, oh my God, I have got the wisdom, the planet of wisdom, Jupiter, in my way. So yes, I can learn new things and I can use it with my wisdom. So these can be the accumulated results when we talk about this conjunction of Jupiter and Mercury, and most specifically when we are talking about the transit of Mercury in this sign of Aquarius. When we talk about the communicative factors, like how we are going to communicate or what type of things we are more likely to talk about, then we have to understand the sign of Gemini will be in aspect of Jupiter. From the sign of Aquarius, Jupiter will be aspecting the sign of Gemini by its 5th aspect. Lord of Gemini is Mercury, which will be in conjunction with Jupiter. So yes, our communicative skills will be improved. We will definitely communicate in a more wise and scientific manner. It will be like we are talking about logics backed by scientific thoughts. It is just not like that something 2 plus 2 equals to 4. It is more about the backing up of the ideas with proper wisdom. So this can also link with the fact that we are learning new things, because every time you learn new things you will feel, oh no, this is not the ultimate, there are something extra to it. This type of feelings may come within you when this transit is going on. So you will know new things, there is no end of thoughts, you will keep on learning the things and keep on applying it. So in the positive fact, in the positive manner, this particular transit can give you, can talk about, when you are talking about the technology or the scientific development, it can also lead to the fact that suppose any kind of scientific technology where work is going on or on which you are working, you may get new landmarks, but you will not be satisfied with that landmark, you will also work upon further things also. Or it may also happen in this, during this transit, you may also come to know about various scientific developments, and you may also feel that there are far more to it, who knows, in recent futures. So this kind of thinking may come within every one of us. But when you talk about Jupiter and Mercury, Mercury takes Jupiter as neutral to it, neutral planet to it, but Jupiter takes Mercury to as a enemy, as an inimical planet. So what it may happen that when you learn new things out of curiosity or out of thinking that yes, I can apply my intelligence and I can know new things, the moment you are feeling that I can use my wisdom, that time you may feel that maybe there is something lacking, I have to work more on it. So this kind of restless behavior can be there when you are using your intelligence, because your wisdom will say that this is not enough, you have to work upon it more. So in the positive side, it can give you one more landmark to achieve. On the difficult side, you can take it that it can make you restless while working through your intelligence, while working through the knowledge which you are thinking that yes, I have to make more innovative ideas out of it. Like suppose if this conjunction is happening in your 10th house, you will be working more innovatively in your work sector, in your career or profession or overall karma, but it can also make you feel restless at times. So this is how this transit of this Mercury in the sign of Aquarius will work in conjunction with Jupiter for this amount of time, from 6th of March 2022 to 24th of March 2022. But every one of us will have a different impact depending upon this transit, depending upon our whole horoscope, our natal position of planets, the Dasha system. Okay, so anytime if you want a consultation from me, check the links in the description section. You can directly mail me through my email account. You can connect with me on Facebook or Instagram. You can find the links in the description section. And as usual, if you are new to this channel, tap onto the subscribe button, click onto the notification bell icon, so that every time I make a new video, you get notified instantly. So now I will be discussing regarding the impact of this transit for all the 12 ascendant signs. Starting with the Aries ascendant, this particular transit of Mercury and Jupiter is going to happen in your 11th house. Mercury is also your third lord, getting conjunct with Jupiter. Most importantly, Jupiter will be aspecting your third house of Gemini for the Aries ascendant people. So it will first of all improve your communication. Anything which you want to convey with whomsoever you are conveying, it can be anyone, in your social communicative area, your communication skills will improve. This is the first thing which can happen. It can also signify that if you are working with any kind of large organization or a large group of people, your ideas will be much more advanced, inventive, and that ideas can give you much more better results in coming days to come. Suppose if you are working in any kind of project, this particular transit will give you more wisdom, more intelligence. It can be just like you are thinking of something and you got the idea and you are working on it. So no wastage of time. It is just like that, get the idea and work on it. So this kind of good results can be there. Another thing is that since Mercury in today's day and hour has got so many places to work upon, it can be communicative skills, it can be something related to speech, journalism, writing, publishing, anything, social media, social networking. So any ideas regarding those sector also can give you better results during this time, because it is not only about the Mercury but also about Jupiter. Both of them will be working together, because Mercury in the presence of Jupiter will act like a super benefic planet, and it will give you very good results with respect to this transit in the sign of Aquarius. If we talk about the Taurus ascendant people, this transit of Mercury is going to happen in your 10th house. So definitely this transit is going to give you very good results, because talking about this transit in the 10th house, your ideas will flourish with respect to your work, your career, your karma. You will find new ideas, new intelligence, and yes, it will be just like that. Any type of project you are working through, for that you need some ideas, you need some thought, intelligence. So you will get the intelligence, or it may also happen that you may meet someone of some high authority or post of high wisdom, high philosophy, such kind of people in your life, in your career or profession, whose ideas can help you during this time. It may happen due to the presence of Jupiter in the 10th house in the transit. It can also happen that you can learn new things, you can work upon your work, any kind of career related work, by learning those things, and it can give you good results. Most importantly, this Jupiter and Mercury will together look into your 4th house. So it will be good for your home, domestic happiness also. So overall I will say it is a very good transit for all of you, for the Taurus ascendant people. Another thing I will say that this will also improve good communication with your authorities and superiors. If suppose anything you want to discuss with your boss, but you are thinking that when to discuss, this is the time. You can talk to your boss regarding any kind of matter, regarding your career, any kind of new projects. It will give you really very good results. Yes, new chances of career opportunities can also pop up during this time, depending upon your dasa and your overall chart. For the Gemini ascendant people, this transit is going to happen in your ninth house, and Gemini is ruled by Mercury itself. So Mercury is the Lagna Lord transiting through the ninth house. So I will say it is just like rise of fortune. Whatever work you do, you will feel that yes, I am getting the benefit of luck and fortune. Your relationship with your father, with your preceptors, your guru, your elders will be much more better during this time. It can also happen you may get to learn new ideas, new things from your guru, from your teacher, from your father. So it's a very good time to follow their instruction, because that will not only give you good results in your life but also can help you to make your life more prosperous and more fortunate. Chances are there that you can pursue new knowledge, or suppose if you are thinking that yes, I have to pursue new education or something like that, higher education, it's a very good time to learn new things, to pursue new knowledge or pursue new education. Chances of long distance travels are also seen. If you want to start a new hobby, then this particular transit is also going to give you good results. You can meet some spiritual communities, learn about ancient scriptures. So it is also possible that you can visit new places with respect to your religious ideas, customs and rituals. So by that way, this transit is going to give you very good results, and overall for the your health also, this transit is going to be good, giving you very good results, because Gemini ascendant is lorded over by Mercury, and Mercury is getting conjunct with Jupiter. So your health will also get improved during this time, and your personality will also have a very good wise outlook, because it is getting conjunct with Jupiter. So make the most of it. For the Cancer ascendant people, this transit of Mercury is going to happen in your 8th house. Now for the Cancer ascendant people, I will say you that Jupiter is your 9th lord transiting through the 8th house, which is actually not a good transit, because it is transiting through the 8th house, 12th from the 9th house, and Mercury is your 12th and 3rd lord. So Mercury is also not a good planet for you, although Jupiter is a very good planet for the Cancer ascendant people, but Mercury is not a good planet for you, and the transit of Jupiter is in the 8th house. So I will say you that this is the time where you need to take care regarding your health. This is the first thing which I will say you. Take care regarding your health. Nevertheless, it is coming out of Capricorn. So yes, Mercury is now in a out of the clutch of Saturn. So it will give you definitely new ideas, new intelligence. That's a different thing. But since Mercury and Jupiter will be conjunct in the 8th house, where Jupiter is transiting 12th house away from its own sign, Pisces, and Mercury is not a good planet for you, 12th and 3rd lord. So yes, take care regarding your health during this transit. Now if you talk about the benefic results, then since it is transiting the two planets of intelligence, learning, education transiting through the 8th house, it's a brilliant time to learn new things regarding occult science, spirituality, something which is related to hidden knowledge, hidden secrets. Anything thing related to spirituality or spiritual well-being can be learned, can be practiced during this time. One more thing which can be very much useful during this transit is that for the Cancer ascendant people is that it can also happen, like suppose you are associated with some kind of research work or any kind of studies which require more focus and concentration. This transit of Mercury and Jupiter will give you, or the conjunction of Mercury along with Jupiter will give you much more better results during this phase. Since Mercury transiting through the 8th house also deals with some kind of impact related to good impact, I will say, with respect to your assets, because it will give you good financial ideas. Certain financial ideas will pop up in your mind with respect to your fixed and joint assets. So yes, some new contracts may come in front of you, or any dispute related to finance, wealth may suddenly get solved because of this transit of Mercury and Jupiter, because they too are in conjunction, so suddenly it may happen that any wealth related matter may get solved. Okay, so this is the best part of this transit. Your relationship with your in-laws will be much more better during this transit. Your relationship with your family members will also be very good. Your speech will improve, and yes, wealth related matter will be solved. Any idea regarding finance and investments can also come in front of you, where you will be able to take more proper decisions regarding your finance and investments. For the Leo ascendant people, Mercury and Jupiter will be transiting through the 7th house. Here, I will say that originally when Jupiter was transiting, it was giving you very good results, because Jupiter transits through the 7th house will definitely give you good results with respect to marital relationships. But when Mercury here is entering the 7th house, here you have to work on your communicative skills when you are discussing the things, when you are communicating with your spouse or your partner in a relationship, because here Mercury can suddenly bring some kind of critical thinking, some kind of critical ideas with respect to your marital life. Because in any kind of relationship, we should not go for the total logical and analytical ideas, because more we become more logical, more we question the lovable moments or the lovable part of the relationship. So I will say that it is the time of learn new things, that how the relationship can be much more better between you and your spouse, or how can you carry on the relationship more forward in a much more better way. It is the transit of learning. Rather than becoming more critical, use the same intelligence of Mercury and wisdom of Jupiter to analyze the fact that where the things can be worked upon, that it can give you much more better results. Because don't forget, this transit will also give you good results with respect to your business ideas also. Like suppose if you are in some kind of trade or business related matters are going on in your life, where you are thinking that new contracts may come in front of you, then this transit is going to give you very good results. But yes, you have to also give proper respect to the opinion of the other party, your partner also. Okay, don't be so much judgmental, don't be so much critical of them. Rather work on the things where you must think that yes, the things are looking dicey, I need to work upon it. Use the intelligence and rectify the problems. By this transit will give you very good results. But yes, one more thing, since Mercury Jupiter will be looking directly into your first house, it will give you a very intelligent bent of mind. Whatever work you do, you will be thinking the situation, or you will take the situation in a more proper way, and then you will work upon it. This is the best part of this transit, because it will be directly impacting your lagna, directly impacting your first house. For the Virgo ascendant people, this transit is going to happen in your 6th house. Now the sign Virgo is ruled by Mercury itself, and Mercury is transiting, the Lagna Lord is transiting in the 6th house. So here I will say that you have to take care regarding your health. This is the first thing which I will say, because Jupiter is your 4th and 7th Lord transiting through the 6th house, and Mercury is also the first Lord transiting through the 6th house. So the first thing is that take care regarding your health, take care regarding any matter regarding your domestic happiness, your home and marital life, or relationships. These are the 3 things which you must take care. The best part of this transit is that you can work upon your daily routines, you can work upon your scheduling part, time management, or how you are going to spend the day, or how you are planning the projects in a more proper manner. So this transit of Mercury can give you more analytical approach and logical thinking to manage the work in a proper manner. Like suppose if you are going through multiple projects, how to work upon it, how to put your intelligence so that your work gets done in a proper manner in a right time. This transit of Mercury will give you that kind of intelligence. Another thing, since this transit is going through the 6th house, and 6th house deals with the service, 6th house deals with the job, in wherever service you are doing or jobs life you are been, then this transit of Mercury will give you better results with respect to your dealing with your superiors or your authorities. Like it may happen new projects can come in front of you where your ideas, or you may get responsibility to solve those problems. So if you are able to do those things in a right time, in a proper intelligence, that can give you success in the coming days to come. Okay, so by this way this transit is going to give you good results. But yes, take care regarding your health. Okay, for the Libra ascendant people, this transit of Mercury is going to happen in your 5th house. So yes, it's a brilliant time to work upon your creative skill sets, learn new things, work upon the things which was lacking your attention, which was lacking your proper responsibility. Use your intelligence so that you can work upon your skill sets, because when Mercury was transiting through the 4th house in the sign of Capricorn, for the Libra ascendant people, it might have happened that you were feeling that I was unable to put forward my thoughts, but now you can use the intelligence of Mercury along with Jupiter, the wisdom of Jupiter, to work through your creative skills. It will be not only good for your intelligence but also for your self expression, for your education, for your higher education, I will say, because 5th house also talks about specialized intelligence or the specialized education. So any type of learning work or anything which is related to education, if you are a student, or suppose if you are learning new things, this transit of Jupiter and Mercury in the 5th house, specifically with the respect of Mercury, will give you very good results. Because for the Libra ascendant people, Mercury is also the 9th lord, getting conjunct with significator of 9th house Jupiter in the 5th house. What can be more better than this? Because it will not only give you good results with respect to your intelligence, learning new things, but also anything which can make you feel joyous and happy. You can do those things also. It can give you much more better results, because this Jupiter and Mercury will directly look into the 11th house of gains. So whatever work you do, whatever new things you learn, you gain through it. It will also prove more better with respect to your children and progeny. 5th house deals with children and progeny, so their health will improve. It's a good time that they learn new things. So 9th house is the father, 5th house is the son, or the your progeny, children. Okay, so it's a good transit, I will say, that you can learn new things, good for your children and progeny also. Okay, for the Scorpio ascendant people, this transit of Mercury is going to happen in your 4th house. Now, as I said before, that Mercury, in whichever planet associates with Mercury, in this case it is Jupiter, so Mercury behaves in that way. So here Mercury is behaving as a very good benefic planet. Okay, so this transit of Mercury in the 4th house for the Scorpio ascendant people, along with Jupiter in this transit getting conjunct, is a very good transit, I will say. It will not only bring better communicative ideas at your domestic plane, but also you will see that the relationship between you and your mother, or anyone in your home, your domestic place, will be much more better. New ideas can come with respect to your home or management, anything related to your place where you live in. Suppose if you are thinking that I can renovate the house, or I can make new changes, beautiful changes, then that can also be possible during this time. If you are associated with education, if you are a student, or if you are learning new things, since 4th house also deals with education, this transit also ensures that you can learn new things, and that can also give you good results with respect to your education or creative ideas. One thing I will say, that since Mercury is your 8th lord, when we talk about the Scorpio ascendant people, Mercury becomes the 8th lord. 8th lord coming into the 4th house, it can also signify that some matter can suddenly come in front of you where more responsibility will be needed, or you have to act more maturely while dealing with certain situations. Suddenly it can erupt, Although since it will be in association with Jupiter, so yes, things will be within your control, but still something may come in front of you where you may feel that yes, I have to work upon the things related to my home or my homely environment or the health of mother. Okay, otherwise I will say this transit of Mercury and Jupiter through the 4th house is really a very good one. Not only that, it will be also looking into the 10th house of your career and profession, so your relationship with your superiors, your authorities will also improve, your work will improve, your ideas and intelligence in your work will also improve. So by that way you can say that this transit is going to be very good one. Only one thing, since it is the 8th lord Mercury, so certain things can come in front of you where your intelligence and your mind has to be much more calm and use it in that way accordingly. Okay, that only one thing I will say. For the Sagittarius ascendant people, Mercury will be transiting through the 3rd house along with Jupiter. So here the most important part is going to happen is that it will improve your social communication. It will increase the number of people with whom you communicate in daily life, and the communications will be far more better. You can learn new things, you can learn through your efforts. Or it can also happen that anything where you are feeling that should I do it or not, then that kind of things can be sorted out and your efforts, your actions will be much more fruitful during this time for the Sagittarius ascendant people. Suppose if you are associated with anything related to speech, communication, journalism, social media, networking, writing, publishing, teaching, education, whatever it can be, can give you much more better results. Or suppose if you are thinking that I can start or I can work upon this kind of things, this kind of steps, this transit is going to be very good, give you very good results with respect to this transit of Mercury with conjunction with Jupiter, because you are not only learning the things, you are also it is just like that I am learning new things and I am talking about or communicating with wisdom, intelligence and wisdom working together. So that is the best result of this transit of Mercury in the 3rd house for the Sagittarius ascendant people. When we talk about the Capricorn ascendant people, then Mercury will be transiting in the 2nd house along with Jupiter. So it will be very good with respect to any results related to your finance, your wealth, your investment capabilities, or even if you are thinking that yes, I must save the money, I must save the wealth for the future, for the coming days to come. So what are the investment ideas I must look upon? This transit of Mercury is going to give you that kind of investment ideas. It can also happen that you may suddenly learn new financial steps which can give you far more better results regarding how you are calculating the money, how you are going to use your money. So this kind of good results are going to come with Mercury transiting through your 2nd house. Since it is also the house of speech, your communication and your speaking abilities will improve. People will be much more attracted to the way how you speak, how you say something. So people will give you respect by listening to you. It can also happen that you can bring new ideas, solve the family problems. Family members will be much more easier to talk to you. They can come to you, they can talk to you, they can communicate with you. So family matters will be resolved. Better communication at your family life. Family members will be much more happy to have you in their own gathering. So this kind of things can happen. Yes, since Mercury will be transiting along with Jupiter, it can also signify that your relationship with your in-laws will also improve, because they both will look directly into the 8th house. You can also learn new things regarding occult also, because their aspect on the 8th house. So overall I will say that this transit is going to be a good one for the Capricorn ascendant people. For the Aquarius ascendant people, Mercury will be transiting in the Lagna itself. So it is giving you a very good intelligent mindset, People will know for your intelligence, people will know for your wisdom. So whenever they will be in any kind of problem, they will come to you, that you are the one who can solve it. You will be acting just like a problem solver for them. So it will be not only giving you good intelligence, some personality which has got some kind of wisdom, but also it will be good for your finance and wealth also. Because for the Aquarius ascendant people, Mercury is the 5th lord and Jupiter is the 11th and 2nd lord. So it is creating a very strong dhan yoga. So it can happen that out of your intelligence, out of your wisdom, you can make more ways for gaining finance and wealth in your life. Now how you are going to use it, that you will learn with your wisdom, that you will learn with your intelligence. Because more Mercury will come in contact with Jupiter, you will feel that yes, I am getting the ideas, I am getting the intelligence and I am working on it. Now I have to work on my investment, because Jupiter is the 2nd lord transiting to the 1st house. And for the Aquarius ascendant people, Mercury is the 5th lord itself. So it may happen that suddenly you may get some ideas regarding the wealth creation or wealth generation or finance. This Mercury and Jupiter transiting through the 1st house can also give you the opportunity to learn new things, new ideas, new intelligence. Suppose if you are associated with education, or suppose if you are a teacher, even if you are a student, anything where you can learn a new thing, creative skills, creative self-expression will be much more better during this time. Mercury and Jupiter will be directly looking into your 7th house, so marital problems will be resolved. Your relationship with your spouse will be much more better. Communication between your partners, it can be business partner also, it will be much more better during this time. So by this way, this transit is going to give you very good results. For the Pisces ascendant people, Jupiter and Mercury will be transiting in the 12th house. At present, Mercury is in the ending degrees of Capricorn in the 11th house, but it will enter the 12th house. So here I will say, you have to take care regarding your health, you have to take care regarding whatever you say, because there is a chance of miscommunication. So I will say, use the power of Jupiter over here. You can, even if you are thinking that yes, I know something or I need to communicate with someone else, look into the all the aspects from both the sides of the coin. It is not like that I know this particular thing, you have to know the other side of the coin also. So work on your knowledge, work on your wisdom, work on your intelligence, and then only you can feel that yes, when you are communicating with someone, you can talk with him or her in a proper manner. It can also happen that in solitude or in isolation, you can work on your intelligence, you can learn new things. It may happen that in front of everyone you may feel uneasy, but at the back of everyone, means in some solitude or in some isolated place, or even if I feel that yes, I can take up some role where I can go to some faraway place and I can get much more better results to learn new things. Since Jupiter is also your 10th lord getting conjunct with Mercury in transit, it can also happen you may suddenly get some opportunity of job or career in some faraway place. It can happen. So by this way also, this transit is going to give you very good results. So I will say that work on your communicative skills in this during this transit. When you are talking with someone, make sure that you are speaking the things which is 100% with logic and analytics. Don't talk with someone out of your imagination, that can lead to miscommunications. Okay, so that's it for all the 12 ascendant signs. And if you have liked this video, press the like button, and your comments are always welcome to me. And as usual, if you are new to this channel, tap onto the subscribe button, click onto the notification bell icon, so that every time I make a new video, you get notified instantly. And anytime if you want a consultation from me, check the links in the description section. So till then, when I come back for the another interesting video, I'm signing off for today. Thanking you. Bye bye.